Right, YouTube, welcome back to another video. I'm in for legs today. Lucy's here at work. What you training?
Forearms.
Bit of forearms. Yeah, go for it. Got to the gym about 40 minutes ago, probably. Ate my pre-workout, which at the moment is fucking nothing. It's literally just rice cakes, some whey and some honey. So got that in. Got some pre-workout in as well. Already drank it, but we had Hydronate, Pump to Fuck, and Maximum Carnage V2, the Connor stack. This is all available as a stack, so you save a lot more money of it on those three supplements specifically on the Alpha Neon website. So check that out. And then additionally, we added Alpha Neon Arachidonic acid, which is a really, really good pump formula. I don't know if it's a pump formula or like what it specifically is in terms of, is it a pre-workout, is it not a pre-workout, but it's, I don't know what you'd sort of class it as, but it's a really, really good product where you tend to get really good pumps off of it. Sessions are really good, and it's something that you run on like a fairly long period of time, and then you'll see more results from it. It says on there that you'd run it for about 8 weeks and then take 4 weeks off. So yeah, we're gonna give this a go again. I remember using this a while ago and really, really enjoying it, and then I never really stuck with it. So giving it a proper run now. This is probably my 4th or 5th day. I'm just gonna turn the music down a bit. Yeah, so it's probably like my 4th or 5th day using that. So yeah, really, really good. In for legs today. Legs has always been, not always, have been a touchy subject for the past couple months anyway, as I'm sure you're aware if you've watched any of my other videos. So they're actually feeling okay today. So I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna take it a little bit easy in terms of, I'm not gonna go crazy with any sort of weight. If it feels like it's there, I'm still gonna hold myself back a little bit. Because I know I'm just going to fuck myself up and put myself in a hole with, one, being in a diet, so less food, so recovery might be impacted, and 2, I probably haven't had a good leg session now for 2 months, probably, so need to be careful. But we've also been sat here after we ate, doing the massage gun on my quads and on my hamstrings for a bit, and things have been looking good, things have been feeling a lot better, implemented a lot more consistently using BPC 157 and TB 500, which are 2 healing peptides. I think they work really, really well with tendon tears and muscle tears. Now, I don't know what the problem is with my knees, but they seem to feel a lot better, and I am injecting that into my knees daily at the moment. So yeah, hopefully we're on the up and we're on the mend, but who knows? Touch wood, we're all good, but let's get in for legs. Something I never really implemented into my routine, I guess, was stretching and proper warm-ups before training. So I feel like it's definitely caught up to me, so I'm definitely starting to implement it a little bit more. Now I'm just like opening my hips, stretching out a little bit before we even get into training, and hopefully we should start to see some benefit from that as well. Now, I have no clue what I'm doing. I'm kind of just doing the stretches that I know. A lot of the stretches I used to be able to do when I played football, there's just a bit of a myth at the moment. There's no way I can get into them. So my sort of side quest is to, is to be able to get into some of those stretches. I'd love to work on my mobility as well, to be honest. I'd love to be able to do that shit, but I feel at the moment like I can't, like I feel broken. Also going to start seeing the physio again. We're just going to do this for like 10-15 minutes, do some other stretches, and then we can get started. Right, okay, so adductors as movement 1, it's always been sort of a staple for the beginning of leg sessions for me. To be honest, since I started training legs properly back in 2017, 2018, whatever, 2017. Starting with adductors has always felt right, and I feel weird not starting with adductors. So this new split, leg days have pretty much remained the same. Mainly because I don't want to change anything due to the knees. I want to get into a really, really good spot before I start to add in new things or start to try new like intensifiers in the session or whatever. So pretty basic, pretty boring leg day here. But yeah, adductors, 2 working sets to start with. So 2 10 to 15 roughly. I could add a plate to that. Like I just did the first top set or first working set. I could add a plate to that and still move it. But like I said in the intro, I don't really want to be a dickhead with weight right now. It's not the right time for that. There's a time and place, but right now, coming back into training properly in a deficit where, you know, I haven't got too much food in me to recover later, it's not a smart idea. I'm not going to be walking properly for a fucking couple of days, and I need to make sure I'm on point with everything at the moment. So holding myself back in terms of that, but intensity still there, still hitting failure, still taking it as far as we can, making the weight harder by, you know, pausing it, slowing it down, squeezing a little bit harder, whatever you want to fucking say, right? Seated hamstring curl is the second movement. I always tend to opt for this one, like the seated over the lying at the beginning of the session, if I'm doing both at the beginning of the session, primarily because I feel a lot more locked in. I feel like I can isolate the hamstring a little bit more, therefore being able to get it shorter, and that's what you want to prioritize at the beginning of the session because it's fresher, it's easier to get it shorter. So I always put this ahead of the lying hamstring curl, unless it's just one of them, then I'll mainly choose this one. So we've got 2 sets, working sets here. You'll see a similar sort of pattern across the session in terms of working sets. Just 2 sets on everything, keep it simple, keep it straight sets. Saying that, I'm pretty sure I wrote in that we're doing a drop set on the second set on this one, but I'll have to double check my new plan. But this has also been one that's kind of affected my knees in the past, both lying and seated hamstring curl, where I'd get like a clicking sensation in the back of both knees as we pass a certain threshold in the range of motion. But I can still feel it, but a lot less today. So again, not going to be a dickhead with weight. Just going to focus on the contraction, having a good fucking session, and making every rep count. So let's get into a working set. Second set on here is a rest pause working set. So for those of you who don't know what rest pause is, we'll work with, for example, 63. We'll get to failure. We'll rest for 10 to 12 seconds. After those 10 to 12 seconds, also during that rest period, we do not get out of the machine. Keep your hamstrings in the stretch position. Rest for 10 to 12 seconds. Keep the weight the same. Go straight back in. Squeeze out another 4, 5 reps. Even if you get 3 or 2, that's 2 or 3 reps that you wouldn't have got last time or before because you got to failure. So it's just eking out a little bit more from the set. So we'll move forward with that. Second set here, rest pause, and then we'll move on to leg extensions. Get the quads firing. This was a big one for me that was affected by my knee issues. But my knees just sound broken. Like, so on the curls, I was getting clicking at the back end of backside of my knees, and then on extensions and squats, or presses, I was getting like pain on my kneecap, sort of, which felt like a bruise, but way more painful, so I don't know. But just done a few warm-ups on here, and it feels, I don't know if you will relate to this, I don't know if I'm just being weird, but like whenever you come back to a movement that you haven't done in a while, you start like shaking like fucking crazy when you're doing it. Like I was going up and down like shaking like a crackhead doing this. So yeah, they felt fine in terms of my knees, but I look like a fucking idiot while doing them. So yeah, we've got 2 working sets here, 2 straight sets, no intense fires. Just warm up the knees, which are already pretty warm from that anyway. Get blood in the quads, get them as short as possible, and then we're going to go into a compound. So we're going to go into a leg press as the main compound for today. Going to avoid the Cybex hack for a while. We do have a squat pattern in this new split, but in the next leg day, so I'll probably film that one, but we'll see. But for now, today's main compound is leg press, but we're going to do 2 working sets here. I'm going to utilize the seat belt, which is on the floor, to like really lock my hips down. I've put the seat back quite far back. I could have it a little bit further, but I find it quite comfortable here, just where, you know, when you're leaning back. So whilst doing this, one, you're going to get a lot of stretch in the actual knee joint, which is obviously going to create overall more tension in the quad, but it's also going to help hit your your rectus femoris at the top of your quad. So it's just going to, you know, those lines up there on prep, on stage, look really fucking sick when you have some thick, deep cuts at the top of your quads. So it's just, you know, doing what feels good, doing what feels best, and making sure that we're getting a good stimulus to the quads. This leg press is probably my all-time favorite leg press. Maybe next to or close to the old Cybex Dorian Yates fucking leg press. This is a Nitrum Sport leg press. Now, I've never ever seen this in any other gym. It's a fucking museum piece. It's amazing. It's so simple yet so fucking good. It's literally just a sled on a metal frame. It's fucking beautiful. Now, one thing I see a lot of, and everyone fucking sees a lot of, is half reppers on leg press. Now, yeah, it's cool to lift really, really heavy, but if you're not getting the full range of motion, you're not getting the most out of movement, right? You need to bring your fucking knees to your ears. You need to create as much of a fucking, as little as an angle as you fucking can at your knee to get all the fucking quad firing. I promise you, you're gonna get more out of your leg press by stripping the weight back, going full fucking range of motion, folding like a IKEA flat pack, than you would doing a suboptimal, fucking hate that, but suboptimal range of motion with really, really heavy weight. Yeah, you're gonna get a bit out of that, but you'll get more out of being able to progress the weight over time, but consistently having that full range of motion. I'm all for training how you want to train, training how you enjoy, and getting the most out of your training, but there is a time where you're gonna have to look at yourself and think like, I just look like a bit of a dick doing half a range of motion. So we're going to warm up on 325 plates on each side, and I'm going to do a full range of motion leg lifts. Bold, bruv. Honestly, you'll get so much more out of it. Lovely. Hey. 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 Again, this being one of the main movements that was like fucking with my knees. Any sort of press or squat that was like had heavy load on it, or any load really, was causing me pain. No pain. Obviously didn't feel crazy strong on it. That's expected with everything going on, but felt really good. So I'm actually really happy with that. I've dropped it to a plate. Sorry, I've dropped a plate each side. So we're going to do a back off set on 4 plates a side. So just 50 kilos off total because they're 25 plates. And we'll just go for slightly more volume. I'm not too bothered if we don't get a lot more volume, as long as the reps are the same in terms of intensity, depth, and control. I'm happy. So give myself another minute or two to to catch my breath. I actually wore my belt on that set. I don't know why I chose to do that. I thought it would help me brace a little bit better, but in all honesty, I was just more uncomfortable wearing it, so I'm not going to do that again. And I usually wear like knee sleeves and stuff on this, but obviously I haven't today, and it's not been too bad. So we'll see how we get on for the back off set. Oosh. Bulgarian split squats. Now, choosing to do this with a dumbbell. I haven't done this in a while, but I do know from speaking to people who have had similar knee issues that this is like a really, really good movement to help put that knee under pressure in like a strained position, I guess. It can help like build up tendon strength as well. So it's definitely something that I wanted to put back into my sessions. We're just doing one working set here, and then we're going on to one more hamstring movement, and then it's calves, and then we are fucking out of here. So we'll get to work, one working set here, and let's fucking crack on. Hey. You bastard. That is the session wrapped up with. We had 2 sets on standing and 2 sets on seating calves. I just filmed 1 set because they're pretty fucking boring. I probably didn't even show you the whole sets, just like the last couple reps or whatever. But yeah, finished off with 4 sets of calves, 2 seated, 2 standing, 3 sets of seated hamstring curl. I'm pretty sure I only filmed 2 of the sets. I might have filmed 3, but you probably just saw 2. And then yeah, whatever else we did in the session, I'm blanking out a little bit now. Need to get home, get some fucking food in me. Just had a look, and I'll put the video over me talking right now at what the legs are looking like. Pretty fucking happy with it, to be fair. Striations come through quite quickly in my quads for me, but calves look good. If I'm being dead honest with you, I don't train calves. Today was like the first day I've trained calves probably in a long time, like years. So like since I was training in King's Gym Croydon, like the original one. Yeah, I don't think I've hit calves probably since then, really. They've always just been a good genetic strong point for me, and I just thought like, oh, whatever. But realistically, in my head now, I'm thinking if they're good without training them, imagine how good they'll be with training them. So yeah, I fucking hate this music. Time to get massive calves, like outrageously big calves, outrageously big traps, and just become a weird looking freak. That's the plan. That's the goal. Overall, really happy with the leg session. Considering like all things considered, really happy with it, and I'm actually excited to start progressing legs again. So touch wood, we have a clear path now of just solid training. I'm going to do everything I can to stay on top of recovery and making sure my knees are good and making sure everything is good, whether that be sleeping a little bit more attention to stretching and activation and using the massage gun and just everything, nutrition, seeing physio, everything needs to be on point from now. Milk everything we can out of everything. Yeah, my brain stopped working. I need to get some fucking carbs. So I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna probably start editing this, do some check-ins, and we got another rest day tomorrow. Hopefully some physio, and I'm back in on Saturday for pull, back in on Sunday for push, and I'm training push with a kid who trains here called Matt, who he's a natty bodybuilder, trains hard, I think. So I'm gonna train with him on Sunday and see how well we train together, and potentially that could be future training partner, but we'll see, man. We'll see. We're both into bodybuilding properly, and both sort of seeking a training partner, but also not wanting to rush into one if it's not the right fit. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'll probably film that session as well. So next session will probably be push on YouTube. So relax and enjoy the video. You've already watched the fucking video. Drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.